All right. Good morning, guys. I'm trying to fix this here. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I saw AMD downgrade. Yeah, I closed some of the closed a few of my trades yesterday. Closed Netflix, closed PayPal for very small profit. And then traded an upstart play yesterday. But yeah, I definitely gave back. They gave back a little bit on Netflix, PayPal. What I end up? I ended up. So on Netflix, I bought at 270, closed at 320. PayPal, very small. I'm basically break even on the pullback. So I was starting to unload a little bit of risk yesterday, just because of what we talked about here, right? We talked about in the live stream the resistance above on the Nasdaq, that 100 SMA on the Nasdaq is tough. I don't know if we're going to be able to get over it, so we're going to talk about that today. That's going to be big right here, guys. I think we could definitely see some pullback off this level. So that's what I'm trying to prepare myself for. I'm making sure I don't have too much risk on the table here. I'm sort of playing, sort of playing defense a little bit right now on some of my swings, making sure that I'm keeping an eye on them and making sure that, if I start to see cracks here, that I start taking some profits and some risk off the table. Because, we were entering down here. This was a great run. So congrats to anyone that, sort of caught this move. But we got to be aware of this, right? We got to be aware of this here, right? And we've talked about this one for a few days now, right here. Nasdaq 15,250. This level looks tough. So if we get through this, we'll talk about it in a little bit. But I guess just to start this off, if we get through this, then yeah, that would be your next move. But yeah, I got Tesla. I'll talk about it today. So a lot of reasons to be aware here, guys. It's been a great move, but there's gonna be a day or two where we start to slow down, and yesterday was definitely one of them. We started to see a few cracks in the foundation. A few levels broke, nothing crazy, but you started to see a little bit of a different type of price action. If you watch the market every day, you can start to tell when things are slowing down. And yesterday definitely gave me that feeling of a little bit of a slowdown. Could be some good consolidation. That's always a possibility. But this was the first time that you broke pre-market lows. We haven't seen a pre-market low break almost this entire run. Yesterday we saw a breakdown of pre-market lows and a pretty decent slip intraday. So I think you're starting to get a little bit of weakness up here. There's a good reason for it, which is another reason why I'm sort of interested in whether this is where we stop, because there's good reason to slow down here. You got 100 SMA and a previous resistance level, all sort of confluenced sort of together right here. So I want to be careful around here, and I want to make sure I sort of give you guys the, what I'm looking at to make sure you're, aware of it also, because there's some resistance up here that we need to watch. So yesterday we had GDP. Today we get just our normal jobless claims. So I'll pull up the economic calendar. It's our normal jobless claims, like every other. Is it every Thursday? I think it's just about every Thursday. Maybe every other Thursday. So here you go. Thursday, jobless claims, PCE price index. Real disposable. I can't talk this morning. Real disposable income, real consumer spending. So you got a lot of economic news about the drop here in about 27 minutes. So let's see how this affects the market. We haven't seen much of a move off jobless claims in the recent trends, so I'm not sure if that will really do much, unless it's a very wide margin between what comes out and what was expected. So just be aware. 8:30, we got quite a bit of data coming out. We'll make sure to be on top of it once it does. Earnings calendar, I think we can just skip that. I don't really see anything important there. I think BlackBerry is today, if anyone is interested in BlackBerry. Let's see here. So, what do we got? Let's move this over. Today, yeah, Vegas Grand Prix, man. Oh, man, I got to go to that. That's going to be a must. That's Walgreens, I believe. And then after close today, BlackBerry. That's really it. Nothing on Friday morning. So nothing much, guys, on the earnings calendar. We're almost done with that earnings calendar. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started here. We'll try to get out of here a little early today. Tesla resistance. Watch out for this Tesla resistance. I'll show you guys on the chart. I do have a small little put option to see if I can catch that gap fill on the downside. Very small, about $150 in it. I wanted to take a small shot. House money have really nice gains on a few of the other trades I've taken this week. So this was a small shot that I was willing to take. I'll explain to you guys why I did and what my plan is there. So looking for that gap fill to the downside. We'll see if it happens. If the market is weak, if we get a little bit of weakness, I'm also going to use this Tesla put as almost like a way to hedge my long-term portfolio. So if we get downside, I'm going to assume Tesla moves down as well. I'll lose money on some of my shares, but I'll use Tesla puts as somewhat of a hedge to that. So I was okay taking the risk on those. AMD downgrade. Unfortunate. I'm really not sure why AMD gets downgraded here. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I have a swing trade on AMD, so I'll probably close that up today, maybe break even or slightly profitable. It was up very nicely yesterday, up about 60 or 70%. But today, that was one that I did hold off on selling because I was starting to unload some risk yesterday. But I did hold off on selling AMD and Facebook and NVIDIA. So I had a little bit more confidence in those three. But AMD downgrade is not going to help me this morning, guys. So we'll see what happens on those. I'll keep you updated. You can check out my Instagram if you want, or stay here on YouTube if you want to see, what I do with that. Walmart, huge move on Walmart. I don't know how many of you guys remember, maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, I was buying Walmart on a channel low, and I did come out profitable, but if I would have held on a little bit longer, which I would have had to get a longer dated expiration contract because I bought March 22nd back in maybe mid-February. If I would have bought some Aprils or some Junes, some Mays, would have definitely caught a nice move on Walmart. I'll show you guys exactly why this worked out. I'm sure some of you guys remember that trade, and I'll show you guys exactly what ended up happening there. Microsoft sitting at the 100 SMA as well. We got to be careful on Microsoft here with the Nasdaq also sitting at the 100. Costco, new all-time highs. Congrats, guys, if you caught any of that. We've been sort of monitoring Costco over the last 3 days. Yesterday, it went ahead and broke all-time highs. So crazy. I think Costco's one of the very few stocks. I'm trying to think about any other stocks that I see at all-time highs. John Deere is the only other one I can think of that is sitting at all-time highs of the big cap names, not like any kind of unknown stocks, but of the big names. I think Costco's got to be one of the few that's at all-time highs. So pretty awesome to see. Congrats if anyone is invested in Costco or traded that move. Very nice. Roku. I'm watching Roku because if this market starts to get weak, if we start to lose a little bit of steam, I want to start watching some of those crappy stocks again. You guys remember I did really well, maybe early February, late February, on some of those really crappy stocks, just sort of shorting them, and any bounce that I saw, just taking puts. This could be another opportunity, to be quite honest. So I'm not going to count that out. I'm going to keep an eye on some of these names. Roku is a stock that has barely bounced. You have stocks like Zoom, stocks that are just really beat down. Is there an opportunity to play them back to the downside after this bounce? Worth watching. Something I will keep on my, keep on the monitor, keep on my, keep in the back of my head. So Roku off of 50 SMA rejection. I want to go ahead and show you guys that. Apple, very important retest level to hold today. Want to show you that. And then finally, Lululemon did killer on earnings. $1 billion buyback. And it did move very nicely yesterday, but hit a pretty important resistance. And I'll show you guys why it started to stall and what it needs to do to continue. All right. AMD downgrade, guys. That's why. So, guys, it's the Nasdaq. You know, we talked. The title of yesterday's live stream was, you know, do we get over the 100 or do we start to stall here? And it seems to me like you're getting a little bit of a stall. I'm not saying that this downside move is anything that's important, because really it's just an inside candle. You guys can see right here, total inside candle, really not moving much. And today looks like an inside candle as well. So is this like a trend-breaking red day? Not really, no. But we need to know that the momentum has a little bit slowed there. You can see that the 100 SMA and the previous highs right here from February 2nd, right around 15,250, has started to show itself. You can see right there, 100 SMA is holding this market down right now on the Nasdaq, and so is this previous resistance. So, do we get a pullback off this level? It's totally possible. And 15,000 is the level that I would be watching, and I'll show you guys why 15,000. But on the longer term time frames, there you go. That is exactly what you know is causing this little weakness yesterday. So as long as you zoom out to the daily, to the 4 hour, you know exactly why this is occurring. It's totally expected. Totally expected. So here's on the 4 hour. You can clearly see it here as well. Very clear as day. Rejection here. We came back into it, and a big rejection. So very clear. Now, something I am watching here in the 4 hour is the 20 SMA. I'm watching the 20 SMA in the 4 hour. Now, why do I say that? Well, if I zoom into the 4 hour here and look at the 20 SMA, which is the blue line, you can see what this market has done off this 20 SMA in the last week and a half, 2 weeks. So it's been trading above the 20, and whenever it comes back down to it, it seems to find support. So yesterday, I'm not going to take the time to find it, but you know, if you're in the Discord chat, you know I don't need to prove it to you. But you know, I was sort of sent yesterday intraday. I was saying, hey, I think we might need to pull back to this 20. I think the 20 could be an area to watch out for. You can see right here, guys, blue line. I would watch out to see if you get some support off this 20 today. It's also sitting. It was sitting yesterday right around that 15,000 mark. So this is interesting. This is definitely something to watch today. If while you're trading today, while you're looking at charts, watch the 20 SMA in the 4 hour. See what it does there. If you do break that 20 SMA in the 4 hour, I would watch 15,000. Why 15,000? Well, you can see right here. This was a previous. It's first of all, it's a psychological level, and second of all, it was a previous resistance that we broke through right here. So 15K is definitely a level to watch. And by no means, guys, like I said earlier, this drop that we're seeing right now, by no means is some kind of trend-breaking drop, right? It's still very much on an uptrend. So I'm not saying that, you know, this market is about to fall. What I'm trying to say is that the momentum has slowed, because you can clearly see that uptrend is still intact, very much so. So keep an eye on that. You got your uptrend still intact. You do have some 15,000 support that I would be wanting to see hold today. And there is definitely still a possibility for a little push here. So I think the deal breaker today, if there had to be a deal breaker today for if we get more upside, is a break under yesterday's lows and a break of this uptrend. I think that is your deal breaker. I think that is a little bit of a telltale sign of, you know, a little bit more weakness to come. So watch the uptrend and watch 15,000. If you drop below both of those today, then I think you probably see a little bit more weakness here, right? That's what I'm watching. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you guys. It gives you an idea of how to sort of judge your day. I would watch 15,000 to hold this support and this uptrend on the 30-minute chart to hold as support. If you start to break those, I get a little bit more interested in seeing if there's more downside. And right there at the almost exact same level, you have the 20 SMA. So it's all sort of lining up here, and it all gives you a pretty good idea of what to know and what to watch for here. You got 20 SMA on the 4-hour, you got 15,000 support, and you got a long-term uptrend, or I guess short-term uptrend you can call it. But yeah, if you break all of these are 3 big things right here at around 15,000. If you break all of them today, guys, you know, that's a sign for downside. So watch out for that. You know, you need to be aware of this, guys. You know, if you're trading stocks and you're not aware of these Nasdaq levels, you are missing out on the real picture of the market. I try to get this across as much as I can. This is what drives, this right here is what drives your stocks. It doesn't matter what Tesla's doing. It doesn't matter what Nvidia is doing. It doesn't matter what Apple's doing. What matters is what this Nasdaq is about to do today. So watch out for that. That is big. ES. Now this, I wish the Nasdaq was doing this, because this is very bullish in my opinion. However, you know, the market will get taken down altogether. I don't see how the ES can hold up while the Nasdaq drops. So I think either way, it's going to be one or the other today. But this is a very nice break and retest, guys. Very nice. You guys can see rejection, and rejection, all in this green area, right around 45.80. Well, let me show you what the ES is doing right now. Look at this ES move, guys. You push through the previous resistance, you pull back, and it seems to me like you're trying to hold this retest level. That would be a very, very bullish technical formation if the ES holds and pushes off this previous resistance. That would be very bullish in my opinion, and I would definitely try to take some plays off of it. If I start to see the ES hold here, I'd probably be willing to take some SPY calls, because that is a very bullish formation if you hold that 20 SMA. Once again, pull back right to the 20, and then right there to the 45.80 previous resistance. So you can see right there, very nice. If we go to the 5-minute, look at where the ES found support end of day yesterday. You guys can see, end of day yesterday, we were slipping, right? We basically slipped all day. What happened around 4 o'clock, 3:55, 3:50, and look at what happened right as we touched that retest level. Insane. Would you rather track SPY? It's the same exact thing. The SPY and QQQ is the same thing as the ES and the NQ. Same exact price action, just the ETF versus the actual futures contracts. Kasim, thank you, man. Thank you so much, Kasim. Thank you for everything. Always supporting the channel. Shout out to Kasim. So ES, you guys can see right here. You hold here at 45.80, right? You get your pullback. You get you're right there at the retest level, and look at the reaction we saw yesterday. So that's a big level to watch, right? That is your huge level to watch today. Right there, resistance. And you try to hold it right there at 45.80. So that's what I'm watching today on the ES, 20 SMA, and the retest level. If those break, downside. If they hold, very nice. Okay? The Dow's still sort of choppy in my opinion. I'm not really having a very good time sort of charting this out. I don't even watch it on a daily basis much. I'm more focused on the ES and the Nasdaq, to be quite honest. Just because I don't really involve myself with many Dow-related stocks that will only move if the Dow moves. But, you know, it's pushing. It's probably going to do the same thing the Nasdaq does. Nasdaq or ES does, unless there's some type of rotation. Really what I'm watching is this area up here. And this 35.5 right up here. I think that's going to be really tough. Resistance, and resistance. So I'm not too focused on the YM, guys, to be honest. So I don't really chart it out much. The Russell, we dropped back below 21. That's not too good, right? Look at that. So you can see right here, support. We broke out and we tried to hold it, and we did not. We did not hold it. So let's go to the 4-hour. This is an example of a failed retest, right? So retests don't always hold, right? So this, if you were bullish here you would have wanted to see, I think you would have wanted to see 2100 hold. You wouldn't want to see the break, the retest, and the hold at 21. It does not look like it's holding 21. So watch out for that. So right there you can see push through, pull back, 2100 did not hold right there. So watch out, guys, on this Russell. I'm not so confident on it. It's definitely a level to be aware of, that we are now back under 21, and I would be careful trading it back into 21 because it's going to act as resistance again. So watch out for that 2100 level on the Russell. All right. Let's keep on going. Tesla. So, Tesla, guys, I am looking to see if... All right, so first of all, as you guys may or may not know, there is a gap on the daily chart, right? Right here, guys. Big gap between 1050 and 1020. About a $30 gap here on the Tesla daily chart. I'm looking to see if Tesla needs to fill that gap. Now, what I'm looking at is on the 4-hour chart. And what I can really spot here is where Tesla is starting to slow down. You can see right here around this 1115, 1116, we have some pretty nice previous resistance. You have a previous top here, and you have a previous top here. Now, you see this morning, or yesterday, or what is that, 2 days ago, we pushed into it again, and we failed to break over this 1116 area. So, does Tesla lose steam here? Does it start to fill this gap? That is sort of what I'm looking to see. And I took some very cheap option contracts to try to take advantage of that, right? I'm not going to risk a lot on a play like this, but I am interested to see if I can play off this rejection. You can see really nice rejection up here. It's not just a random level. It totally aligns to a previous rejection, which is back here, back in December and January. Rejection, rejection, and rejection. So let's play off that rejection. Let's see what we can get. Very easy. If we get over it, I stop out, right? And I'm looking to see if I can get that gap fill. Gap fill is back down to around 1020. So very nice. I think it's a decent looking play. And if we get that gap fill, these contracts would be a nice little gain. So definitely watching Tesla today. If this thing starts to weaken, if Nasdaq starts to weaken, then I think you get a little bit of slippage. Now, if the Nasdaq is strong today, then I probably get stopped out for maybe a $50, $100 loss. So watching this today, seeing if Tesla fills that gap. I'm not sure it's going to happen this week, next week. I don't know the exact time, but that is what I would be watching to see if that works, that gap fill. AMD, unfortunate, got downgraded this morning. I thought this was looking really good on the technical side, but of course this is just a reminder of why technicals can be totally invalidated by Wall Street analysts. So I think we were getting a nice hold, right? Nice push higher, little double bottom at 100. But what we can see here is we sort of hit right into this technical resistance, and then we got a downgrade. So right here, you guys can see, resistance here and resistance here. A little double top resistance, right? Boom and boom. So unfortunate, 124, resistance, little rejection, double top. So I think that's why you saw some weakness yesterday. I was willing to see if there was any more downside, but of course this downgrade's not going to help. So watch out for that. There's a death cross on every stock. Suki. It's not just AMD. It's the Nasdaq. Right here. 50 over the... I need the 200. I'm not going to pull it up. But yeah, there's a bunch of death crosses all over the place. 50 under 200. So yeah, rejection there. 124. I would be a little bit careful. You can see we are still trying to hold this level, which is why this is sort of the level I was first playing it off of. Right in here. Sort of in this range. It's sort of anywhere between 117 and around 115. So I'm watching this range here to see if this retest holds a support. If not, I'm just going to have to cut it today. Before yesterday, I think I was up like 60 or 65%. So I'm hoping that, I'm hoping that we get something of a push so I can get out of this, maybe break even, slightly profitable. So just wanted to update you guys, share with you, you know, this stuff happens to me, happens to everyone. Got stuck in a downgrade. What am I going to do? There's really not quite anything I can do. All I can do is make sure that in the first place, I get in with risk management. So this does not really affect me much. So big pullback on AMD. Maybe there's an opportunity here off these retest levels. You guys can see resistance, resistance, resistance turned into support right here. Resistance, resistance, resistance into support. So let's see what AMD does here around this 116, 117 level today. Watching that. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, what do you get? It's if you try to make sense of the downgrades, you'll go crazy. So it's not even worth it. So here's Walmart, guys. Wow, what a move on Walmart. Really quite a very, just a really beautiful trade, beautiful channel trade. If I could take just 1 second and pull this up, because I want to show you what it looked like before. I think that's a good little explanation of where you start to see, or where you could potentially start to take upside on something like this. That's where I closed it. Let's see if I can find it. 1 second, guys. Walmart, Walmart, Walmart. Okay, here it is. I got it. Okay. So here's Walmart. This was my original trade on Walmart. I don't know if anyone remembers this. So my original trade on Walmart was when we started to see that support come in on Walmart. So I think that was, what was that? That was right here. I did get a little pullback after my entry. You can see right here. But I was just sort of taking it with a stop under these lows, under the lows of these candles, maybe around 132. And I knew that there was support here in the past off this level, and I was going to see if I can take it. You can see what's happened now. I mean, it's a sick move. I had March 18th, so I didn't have enough time to hold through this entire thing. I think I ended up closing it for a pretty decent win. Let me go back. But yeah, it just it sort of shows you what I was looking at the time, and where you should try to find these areas where stocks maybe are holding a previous level, and just taking a sort of a retest trade with that stop underneath. I don't know where it is. Anyways, I'm not going to waste your time here. So you guys can see, very nice little push off that Walmart 132. Just an awesome little channel, I guess, that's been working pretty well for Walmart. Congrats if anyone has taken advantage of this move. Just really, really nice stuff. So watch out for the upside resistance. Now, that's the only concern I'd have. So is there a play to the downside now? Well, that's just as possible as there was to the upside. So let's see what happens. Is there a rejection coming in here at 152? You can see rejection, rejection, rejection. Do we get another rejection at 152, and can we play this back to the downside? Yeah, potentially. So let's watch Walmart. I think this is an interesting move. It's been really moving over the last 3 days. So let's keep an eye on that. They're doing my lawn very early this morning. So, all right, Walmart, I like it. Keep an eye on that 152. It's been a very strong mover. Microsoft. So let's take a look, guys. This is important right here. Microsoft 100 SMA. Right here, 100 SMA. This is almost identical to the Nasdaq, right? And it's very similar. It's very close to these previous levels. So you can see previous support. It's not perfect, but it's sort of in that range. You can see previous support, into resistance, into another potential resistance. I would watch out for this 315, 316 area on Microsoft, guys. So you got 100 SMA. You got some type of rejection starting to come in. If the Nasdaq is weak today, I think this would be one that starts to slip. So watch out here. Just wanted to share this level with you guys. Make sure you were aware of what's going on here on Walmart. Support. I'm sorry, Microsoft, not Walmart. Microsoft. Support. Resistance, and 100 SMA. So this is going to be a tough level here on Microsoft. Just wanted to share that with you. Spotted that today. Definitely something to watch out for. Okay, what was next? Costco? Yeah, Costco. Look at that. Look at that breakout. Did you leave Women 8 out for them? Look at that breakout on Costco, guys. Really big breakout on the all-time high daily chart. You can see 571.49 was previous highs, and we got right through it yesterday. So 571.49. You can see the early morning push, boom, right through it, and then sort of consolidation for the rest of the day. So what do I want to see on Costco to potentially take a trade here? Because of course I wouldn't mind taking a trade, but Javier, yeah, we'll do Apple. Thanks, man, for that. Appreciate you. $5. Thank you very much for the support. So you can see rejection. If you pull back, you guys can see right here on that retest, that's not only a retest support level, but that is all previous all-time highs. So why not look to see if Costco can pull back to previous all-time highs? I'm just going to put a little alert here. At or below that level. So if I see Costco come back to this level, I'm going to be interested. I'm going to see if I can get a retest, a previous all-time high acting as support. That's usually a very nice little setup. So let's watch for that. Let's see if we can get that pullback on Costco. But nice push. Congrats, guys. If you're in it, Team Cost. Nice stuff. Roku. We will do Apple, Javier. Give me 1 second. All right, after this one. So Roku is just, it's one of those tier C, tier D tech stocks. I don't know. I got to make like a, yeah, Javier, I was going to say, if, you can just press that join button down below. It's $5 and you get it every single day of the week. So up to you. So Roku, to me, I need to make like a tier system, maybe like A, B, C, D, E, or A, B, C, D, F. Roku's in like that C to D range for me, so I think it's just a weak stock. Yeah, should we go Roku after the numbers? Let's go Roku after the numbers. Let's hold that thought. Roku, D stock, D or C? Hold the thought. We're getting some numbers out right now. Let's see what the reaction is right here. Should I zoom in like people like to zoom in? Make sure we panic to it. So a little bit of upside here. Let me get the numbers out. Okay. Walter doing his job this morning. U.S. weekly jobs claims at 202, estimated 196. So jobless claims were higher than expected. Interesting. PCE price index rises 0.6 month over month, estimated 0.6. So PCE was the same month over month was as expected, it seems. Let's see if there's anything on the SPY tab. Personal income month over month. What the fuck? Personal spending for February 0.2 versus 0.21 or point. Oh wow. Oh, that's a big drop in personal spending. Isn't it? Personal spending for February 0.2% versus 2.1 prior reading. That is a drop. That's a massive drop. People spending less money, it seems. Continuing claims. Jobless claims 202 versus 109 or 197. Personal spending. 0.2 versus 2.1. It's a big drop. Did I sell my Nvidia, Facebook, other swings? I sold everything but Facebook, Nvidia, and AMD. I sold PayPal, Netflix. All right. So we'll see how the market reacts to this. Personal spending, 0.2 versus 2.1. That's very interesting to me. I need to learn more about what that reading exactly is, but that's a big change. I just am interested in where things change, where there's large variances from the mean, from the expected. and that is one. Everything else is sort of what's expected. This one is very, very off. 0.2 versus 2.1. All right. So it seems to me that spending is down and everything else is as expected. OPEC sticks to modest oil output hike. Okay, is this affecting oil right now? /CL. What's it doing this morning? Okay, yeah. There you go. OPEC. I forgot about that this morning. Where the hell did that go? There we go. So right here, OPEC sticks to modest oil output hike as U.S. considers unprecedented release of reserves. So it looks like they're trying to get that oil price down right now. I get it. There's going to be a conscious effort to lower oil prices. So OPEC looks to be doing a modest oil output hike. Now I'm not sure exactly how much that is, but it's 432 barrels per day. I'm not sure. I'm not a big oil guy, so I'm not sure how big of a dent that makes. But that is the news this morning, just to let everyone know. OPEC, and then you can probably see stocks like CVX are down here. Yep, big gap down on CVX, XOM, USO. So yeah, I'm still a little bit upset about my what happened. If you guys know what happened to me with oil, I bought CVX puts like literally at 129 on when /CL is at 129, but I just the story. Just didn't work out. But I was definitely I definitely caught the downside on oil well. But yeah, watch out, guys. Oil might have a lasting effect here today if that OPEC meeting continues. If that OPEC continues to sort of make the prices slip. So back to Roku and back on track. So Roku, crappy stock, right? We got our push over the last week, right? We got our push over the last 2 weeks. Now, is this another opportunity just to play this back to the downside, right? Is this just going to be another play back to the downside? That's what I'm watching. Now, I'm not here to tell you that it's going to be 100%, but what I'm here to tell you is that you should maybe monitor these. Like a stock like Roku, it just pushed up back into previous resistance again. Resistance, previous support, into resistance. Now, look what this is potentially doing again, right? 50 SMA rejection, previous support into resistance again. Back on track and I agree. And so, is there something again on these crappier tech names? Look at Zoom, right? Here's Zoom. Has Zoom made any type of real move? Absolutely not, right? There's a huge difference in a chart like Zoom and a chart like Microsoft, which is almost, an Apple, which is 2% off all-time highs. Look at this. This is nothing. So, is this get sold into? Is this an opportunity for people to start selling into? I would want to pay attention to these because there's a lot of these types of stocks that are just really, really crappy. And they are not treated the same as large cap tech. And there could be opportunities off this push to the upside. So just bringing it up, there's a ton of examples. Roblox pumped huge, and that's sort of rejecting already. Look at that. Look at this rejection already coming in right here around 53. That's an opportunity maybe. Stocks like Roku, like Zoom. Yeah. Just a lot of those names that just got crazy pushed higher on the small cap rallies and the virus pump and all that just really aren't great companies that got all just overvalued, and now you're just got people bag holding and trying to exit as fast as they can. These are stocks that I want to watch out for. Spot. Watch out. Maybe it rejects off this 50 right here, right? So there's a big difference, guys. I just want to make sure I try to say this in every live stream because I want everyone to understand this. There is a big difference between Roku and Apple. It's not just tech, right? The market is no longer tech, right? There's good names and there's really bad names, and they do not work together anymore. In the past, it was just tech, tech, tech. No matter what the hell the stock did, it was up. I don't care what the stock does. If it's in the tech sector, it is going up, right? That is no longer the case at all. This market is very focused on what companies are good and what companies are on their way out. So people do not want to invest in these companies anymore. It's pretty obvious. Like before this, right? Before this was just tech, man. It was whatever is tech, I'm in. And right here, this was that just euphoria tech rally. And only the good ones came back. Only the good ones came back. Like Apple. Look at this chart, right? It's very clear. Look at Apple and look at Roku. What's good, what's not. So, just wanted to bring that up. Keep an eye on those crappy, subpar the mid ones. The mid-tech stocks. All right, Apple. So, Apple's just sick. I love everything about it. You guys know that. If you come here, you're going to get a biased opinion. You're going to get a biased opinion of Apple. But it's a rightfully so biased opinion of Apple. I don't care what you say. Apple it's one of the best stocks, and the chart shows for itself. Over, a couple hundreds of billions of dollars of cash on their balance sheet. This company's not going anywhere. So it's one of my first stocks that I recommend anyone to look to start buying some of. It's a solid name. It's back at all-time highs pretty much in a weak market. It's clear that it's a loved stock and a safety name. So what am I watching here on Apple? I'm watching 176, guys, in the short term. So why am I watching 176? Well, if we go to the hourly chart, 4 hour. Here's the 4 hour. And you are going to see that we had previous resistance, and previous resistance. Now, what happens? You need to turn that into support. So Apple needs to pull back and hold this 176.50. If it does not, you're going to move lower. So 176.50 and the 20 SMA are both right there. They're both right there. Right here. You cannot break below this level. If you break below this level, you are absolutely going to get downside. So 176.50, I would watch out for that. That's a beautiful retest level if it does hold. Previous resistance, previous resistance, previous resistance. Into support. So that's what I would be watching. And that is a monster level to see if it holds. Right there. Beautiful stuff. Very simple. It's a binary decision here, guys. If it holds, good. If it doesn't, down. Make it easy. It's very easy. Lulu. Daily chart. Nice push off earnings. I'm a happy shareholder, but you are in some heavy, heavy resistance. You are in some choppy seas. You have entered the Bermuda Triangle. That is where you are. So watch out for this area. This is a tough area here. Previous support, previous support, previous support, previous support again, and look at where we pushed into yesterday. Do you think that Lulu is just going to be able to rocket over this level? No, it's not. There's going to be resistance here. And you can already see, you can focus on the green box, see where the green box is. If I zoom in, where's the green box? It's right there, guys. It's perfect. Technicals are fake, right? It's all voodoo magic. It's a bunch of BS. I don't know why anyone uses them. But for some reason, the green box that's on the daily chart just so magically happens to be where Lulu could not get over yesterday, right? Just magically happened. And that's why I just try to get people to watch the daily chart and chart out their levels. Because if you didn't have this level out here yesterday, right? Let's say you're a trader and all you look at is this, Right. All right. Look at Lulu. Let's see. Where are we going today? How do you know where this is going to stop? How do you know where this stock is going to stop? Right? Why did it stop here? Why did it stop at 389.15? What's wrong? What's the importance of that level? Well, if you go to the daily chart, if you take a second and zoom out, you can see these are those previous highs right in this area, or previous support right in this area. You got all this range of previous support, 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 and support. And if you come back into that level, right there, guys, you are not buying calls as you approach this level. If you are day trading and you are not looking at the longer term time frames and you buy a call here because you're like, oh, look at that move, right? This is the people that get faked out because they're buying calls into major daily chart resistance. You need to be aware of these levels when you're trading stocks or options. So huge level. Don't expect Lulu to get over that. Best Cam's fun adult site. Thank you very much. Appreciate your contribution to the chat. So yeah, watch out for that. Big time level there. All right. So next, we got the members. Shout out to the members. Shout out to everyone that supports the stream. I appreciate all of you very much. And I will do anything to try to help you in this morning stream. So let's go ahead and try to look at what you guys have in the talk about your real estate investment. Okay, I can do that. My real estate, it's just a normal townhouse. That was, what did we pay? We paid $300. It's probably going for around $415, $420 now. I'm not going to explain exactly like where it is and everything. It's not really something I care to give away. But it's just appreciated with the overall market, guys. I mean, it's there's nothing too quite interesting about it. It was a new build and just appreciated with the Naples market, Florida market. Everything is up. I didn't do anything special. I just bought it with my father, of course. You know, we split it. This was my first real estate investment deal. Me and my father went halvesies because he's interested in doing it as well. So we did it, and yeah, I mean, what did I do special? Nothing. I just buying real estate and buying a new build that had a really good, was really good pricing at the time. Obviously, in hindsight, it's pretty easy to say that, but we ran the numbers on it. ROI was good, and our plan wasn't to really try to cash flow a ton. We just wanted to buy something that would have a small cash flow and really pay itself off together. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, that's it. And the biggest investment was the house I'm living in right now. This is the house I'm living in right now is insane. So, all right, let's keep going. That's got that out of the way. It's really nothing special on the real estate investment, though. I mean, it's not like I did like some kind of really big, search, like house search and did a rebuild or did a fixer up or anything like that. Not as exciting as like Josh, what the hell do they call him? What's Josh's real estate guy called? Lending Tips? It's not Lending Tips. All right, Affirm. Someone wanted me to look at Affirm. This is another stock. I'm telling you, this is another stock, just like the Roku. It's just like the Roku. Why is this rejecting? It's very clear. Right there. Previous support into resistance, guys. Very clear. Right? You only pay capital gains if you sell it before 2 years. So I don't plan to sell it before 2 years. So no. So previous support into resistance. Previous support into resistance. Previous support into resistance. Previous support into resistance. It's as clear as that. There's nothing else besides that, and that is why Affirm rejected. Excuse me. So I wouldn't trade Affirm over 51 here now. Snow. Yeah, I'm not at the level of real estate as as the lending tips and boys over there. Something I want to get into as I grow, but not quite yet. Here we go. Snow, same exact thing. Previous support into resistance. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I brought up Roku, guys. I just couldn't really think of all the examples. Another stock, previous support into resistance, 50 SMA, boom, boom, boom. I'm not so confident that all these stocks come back, to be honest, guys. I mean, there's good and there's bad. There's good and there is bad. And, you know, Snow's on the sort of I would give Snow a little bit better of a grade than Roku, because Roku, I just don't get why it's even in business. Their product is totally not anything proprietary of any sense. But support, resistance, Snow, I don't like that. I would be careful there. I don't think that goes higher off that. That's a big level to break. Kasim, CCJ, I'll take a look at it for you, man. What do we have here? What do we have here? Well, folks, we have this new technical formation that I just created, and that is previous support into resistance. That is a brand new trading technical formation that I have coined myself and have made up and have multiple studies and PhDs on. Previous support into resistance. It's the same exact thing on the last three stocks we just looked at. Very easy. All right, we got something different here. FCX, Freeport McMoran. Freeport McMoran. Oh, copper and gold. Okay. Yeah, I mean, commodities are going to do well. Commodities have been doing well. So I would just look for commodities to continue. So yeah, keep an eye on it. It might have some effect of oil today. I've seen a little bit of correlation on oil and gold. It's not perfect, but I've seen a little bit of it. So just watch out. I mean, I can't help you with commodities, man. Commodities are too driven behind macroeconomic things for me to do technical analysis on it. You got to know, like, that's like when people do analysis on the VIX. Like, don't do technical analysis on the VIX, guys. People draw lines here. They know, okay, here's resistance here and here. The VIX is a mean reverting vehicle, basically. It just judges volatility and fear, really just volatility. And it's always mean reverting. So there's no reason to do technicals on this. It's sort of just an indicator. Don't do technicals on the VIX. It's sort of the same as doing technicals on things that are driven by macroeconomic events. I don't really believe in it, but you know, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. All right, that's all I have. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Oh no, CCJ. Sorry, Kasim. I got you. I didn't forget. Camco. What do these guys do? Upgrade. They got an upgrade this morning. Sweet Jesus, why do technicals on it? I've seen it. Trust me, I've seen it, amateur. Yeah, Camco. I mean, I'm not sure what this company does. If someone could help. Nuclear. Okay. Well, nuclear. Looks like you got previous resistance here, and it looks like it's trying its best to turn that into support here off the 20 SMA. So you got to upgrade this morning. So maybe you see if you can get that push. But yeah, I mean, watch out up here, Kasim. Obviously, this is going to be a tough area. But you can see you got your little retest of this 27. So it's not a bad look. Let me zoom out. Look at that. Look at that retest. If you were to take this to the upside, Kasim, then I would just put your stops under this retest level. Right under this 27. You probably wouldn't want to see it back under that 27. Right? Look how perfect that retest looks. It's not perfect, but it's definitely there. You can see previous resistance, support. And if you go back, this was resistance as well. So it's clear, right? If you take this trade, you don't want to see it back under 27. Easy as that. If it's under 27, your trade plan is broken. So I would just see, maybe take it with a stop under 27 and see if this retest level holds. Not a bad little hold right there. Hope that helps. All right, guys, if you could take 1 second before you leave and press the like button for me, that would be fantastic. Can we get to 500 likes today? Thank you guys so much for all your support. I hope you enjoy the streams. I hope you own 500 shares. Nice job. Yeah, M1. Check out M1. Link down below if you're interested. I know I sound like a advertisement for them, but I really am quite serious when I say I think it's one of the best things you could get involved with if you are in your 20s. If you're in your teens, your 20s, even your 30s, and you have time on your side, investing into the market on a consistent basis, keeping it, very strategic and very consistent without emotion, I think is the best thing you can do for your future self. And M1, it just kills it for that. And I love it. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I wish I was. Sponsor me, M1. But yeah, I think it's just a badass platform that I would definitely take a look at. With that said, thank you guys. Support the channel. Press the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Am I going to be here tomorrow? I'm traveling soon. I should be here tomorrow. Maybe. I'll go follow my Instagram. If you want to know if I am here tomorrow, go follow my Instagram. Right in the bottom left, right over there. Right there. Go follow that. I'll let you guys know, and I'll also let you know in the community section on YouTube. All right, guys, have a great day and have a great weekend if I don't see you tomorrow, which I should, but if I don't, have a great weekend. Peace out.